What's up, everybody? Welcome back. My name is Sin Aaron, and today we're going to be playing Super Mario World. Now, you may be wondering, what is this learn to Kaizo thing? Well, in the attempts of me trying to learn how to speedrun Super Mario World, I discovered that there's actually something called Kaizo. Now, Kaizo, it pretty much just ruins your life when it comes to Super Mario. There's hidden blocks everywhere, you have to do stupidly intricate techniques, and this ROM that I'm playing right here, which I will have the link in below, this ROM right here teaches you how to do a majority of the Kaizo stuff, but by making you actually do it. So I figured I'm going to start a series and help anyone else who may be interested in this and give a brief explanation of each set, or each level as I go. So, let's learn the Kaizo. Just give me 1 second. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're going to start off in World 1 just so you guys can really see what's going on. Hello and welcome to Learn to Kaizo. You will encounter the most used Kaizo tricks in this hack. Some of them are pretty tricky. I've died thousands of times to this ROM in a matter of, I don't know, a week? Alright, let's get this show underway. And this is a good example of another ROM hack because you can see that they completely changed the entire overworld. So let's visit Yoshi's house. You can reset everything by pressing the L and R button, or the level by pressing the L and R button if you get soft locked. Now, you're wondering what it means to get soft locked. Being soft locked is essentially getting stuck in a little, any kind of predicament, box, underwater, somewhere where you cannot make any moves, but you cannot kill yourself to reset the level. That's called a soft lock, and that would make you have to restart the entire level, which would normally start you off at the beginning rather than the checkpoint. So, then to leave a level, press start and select. Let's go have some fun with Kaizo. Alright, so the simple jump. Now, this is just your standard jump, but what these boxes are saying is, interesting fact is, with Mario, there's different jump speeds, and a lot of people don't know that. So, if I were to say just tap the jump button, you can see I'm just going up. If I were to quick double tap it and hold it, you can see he kind of like floats a little bit. And that makes a big difference when it comes to doing this stuff. Now, I've already played this level, so there's what's called a Kaizo block hidden right there. You see, that's the big trick with these levels, is there's blocks, there's stuff hidden everywhere, and if you're not careful enough, you're just gonna get face rolled, and it's irritating, but it honestly makes for a good fun time. So in today's video, I'm just gonna be running through all the first level up to the first test. I think there's 8 tests in total. But once I get further in, I'm going to have to start breaking up the videos because some of these tricks I can't even get on the first attempt. But so this one, it's to pass the Chuck gate. Jump when the Chuck's hands are on the ground so he jumps too. Then simply run under him. Now, as long as his hands are on the ground and you are above him, he'll jump. So what I like to do is I like to try to get a good rhythm going as I run face first into him. But I like to try to get a good rhythm going so that I can time it as good as possible. But as you can see, he has clearly other plans for me. There we go. So, like I said, it's all about the timing. If you really just pay attention to when his hands touch the ground, you'll be able to learn how to work with it better. This one is just a very tight instance because of how small the level is. That's really technical knowledge right there. Now for this one, it's saying if you hold a jump and run button at the same time, instead of, because normally when you would go into a gap, let me show you where he's not at the top. You would just sink on down. You can see it briefly, but when you jump and hold run, you're able to just run straight across a 1-block gap. And that's a huge helper when it comes later on, because as long as there's one gap there, and you're running and holding that jump button, you could make what was supposed to be possibly a jumping puzzle into a full just platform. Alright, so Kaizo 1 homage. And what this one is it's you have to use a stack of bullet bills to make it across to the other side, but you have to work with the timing. This level isn't exactly the greatest for explanatory purposes because it's such a small platform. You can't really work with the timing too much. One of the easiest things I've seen people do is just quick jump over it and then follow behind it. Although, for some reason, I just can't get that timing to save my life. These bullets are not my friend, by far. So close. We will get this. We got this. Now, I never once said I perfected these techniques, so don't expect as much. This is just me explaining to you guys how to do it. There we go. Granted, I hit that a little tight. It should have... I've gotten it with way more give. And, like, I had so much more space. I was able to get higher. That was a very, very bad example. But, I mean, you're gonna have to take what you get on this one. I'm sorry. Alright, so this one actually messed with me for a while. I learned the trick is to try to get it right at the edge. But you might be asking yourself, how did he just jump on that flower? Well, it turns out in Super Mario World, there's a lot of creatures that you can literally just spin jump on top of. Now, this trick right here has destroyed me many, many, many times. The description says, wait until the lava lotus shoots and then spin jump it and hold the spin jump button. So, what it needs you to do is, you are going to spin jump across the platform, land right on the center of it, and if you don't hold the spin jump button, you'll end up just smacking him. But if you keep the spin jump button, you'll bounce up and down, as you saw me doing initially, to break through. Now, the trick with it, and I found this text to be a little misleading, because it's not when he jumps, it's more along the lines of right after he fires, because there's a bigger frame to work with that, or a time frame to work with that, than what they really make it seem. And so I generally wait once it peaks up. I make sure to jump right from the edge of the platform, do a short spin jump, so quick tap it once, and then hold it again to get that nice little float, because otherwise it won't work as well. But that's the way I've done it, and I've gotten it to work thus far, so I mean, I'm going with that. It's a working technique. So, alright, let's go to the next level. I don't remember how many levels are in here. Skull Raft Jumps. Now, the trick with Skull Rafts is, because they're pretty much 4 different objects, but they're moving at one linear speed, it's hard to always keep track of them, and moving between the platforms is a huge hassle. So, what I try to do is, obviously it's going to be moving to the right. It's very rare you'll see it moving to the left. But when it's moving to the right, what I like to try to do is jump between the skulls rather than try to run, because there's a little gap like this, so when you run, you sink a little bit, and it can really mess up your momentum and timing. So that's why you saw me just kind of bouncing back and forth. These are disco shells, and as long as they're going and you land on top of them, you can survive perfectly fine. If you spin jump them, you'll kill them instantly, though. But the trick with them is whatever the opposite side you're trying to get to, you want to try to stay on that side of the shell, because on that side of the shell, it picks what direction it moves based on where you're positioned at. So if you stay on the right side, it'll continually follow you right. So this guy, you can just spin jump on top of him, like such. And, oh, whoops. Also, if you hold a spin jump while on a creature, you go up higher, rather than just doing those quick little up and down bounces, like that. And I don't know, me personally, unless the instance specifically calls for it, I like to try to use the longer version of the jump because, I don't know, I've always had terrible luck when it comes to short jumps, unfortunately. In one of the later videos, we're going to have to do a ton of them, so you're going to see me dying a lot. And these are some of the, like, simplest techniques. So, press down to win. This one, it's an underwater level. Underwater levels are miserable, to say the least. So if you're holding down while swimming, like, alright, here's your regular swim when you do it. If you hold down when you do it, you barely make any adjustments. So the point of this level is to get you to learn to be really, really cautious while swimming and learn to really control your positioning. Now, any underwater level ever, it doesn't matter where, who made it, how easy it is. I could literally be swimming just a straight line. I will die because water levels are terrible. And the creators of them are terrible people. And I'm pretty sure not a single person I have ever met who has played Super Mario would disagree with me. The physics are just a hassle and a half. And the monsters in here sometimes are just completely unrestrained. So with them being unrestrained, you get to really get annoyed by them. Because sometimes they don't have any impeded movement speeds, as you can see. With having to do stuff like this, Mario has to move super slow until, like, you've perfected it. And then after you've perfected it, then you start dealing with incorporated monsters and stuff, and it's just overall a huge hassle and a half. I mean, if I had to give up any part of Mario for the rest of my life in any of the games, swimming would be it. Just the jumping out of water physics, the swimming physics themselves, just no. So, alright, we're at test number 1. Let's see how this goes. Alright, so we start off with one of these run, jump button holds, which, alright, that's not too bad. Gotta have to jump off the platform to be able to bounce on the bullets, to jump over the munchers. And this right here is the perfect explanation as to what Kaizo is. What would be normal challenges taken and misconstrued to the most disgusting of levels, just to mess with you as hard as possible. If any of you decide to actually try running Kaizo levels, be prepared, because you are going to get upset. You are going to get irritated. You're going to want to stop. But once you get further in, some of the levels you come across are just insane. But, like, insane in the good way. So. As I said, that trying to jump out of water physics is just terrible. Whoops. Alright. Alright, so we made it across. Alright, here's another one of those flowers. Now, when my first time running through this test, this just butchered me. But like I said, if you jump right at the edge, like where the platform is, try to get as close to that edge as possible. A short spin jump, and then elongate it with the hold, and you should be able to make it every time without too much issue. And this is what I mean by, for the rainbow shell, trying to stay on the right side of it for platforms. Alright, let's see. Now, I, for some reason, am just terrible with this. I don't know. The game may be, has been making me a liar, to say the least. Alright, let's see if I can get this rainbow shell. There we go. Alright. That's the first set of Kaizo levels and Learn to Kaizo. If you guys like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have any commentary, suggestions you'd like to ask, maybe some extra tips, timing, anything else that could better my explanations, feel free to add them. Absolutely. I would love to hear the feedback, and hopefully you guys get interested in doing Kaizo levels as well. The further I learn how to do this, the better the ROM hacks I'm going to play are going to get, and it's just going to all around be an awesome time. So, hope everyone has a great day. Thank you very much.